Woo! Just hanging out on top of the work vehicle. Decided, let's do a van tour. Why not? All right, there she is. 1992 Ford E250 work van. Heavy duty. And I need it. So yeah, it's pretty basic setup. It is filthy. I've been so busy, I have no want to clean it until my season slows down, which is about to, so that I can finally give it a proper bath and all that. But yeah, no, pretty basic. I mean, this is actually a passenger chair that got put in here, which I find hilarious. But yeah, no, it's pretty much a junkyard van. It has almost 300,000 miles on it. For 92, that is so cheap, so little, so minute. So the story behind this van is that I was looking for one, and online they go for about 2,500 bucks like this. And this one has wheels, and the wheels are worth more than it. It was the wifey's dad, and he just had it sit and he was trying to sell it, but the wheels, like I just said, are worth more than the van, so he's like, F it, I'll keep it. So I got stuck. Look at that little critter. What are you doing, bro? So when I started this, he's like, yeah, take it, use it, enjoy it, everything and all that other fun stuff. So I had to de-sticker everything. If you actually, I don't think you can actually see it in the camera, but there's still his company logo on the side of it, because as soon as I got it all de-stickered, started working. Still haven't quite got to the point where I'm happy with how clean it is or anything like that, because there's still a lot of junk that I have to do to it. But yeah, so I guess let's just get into it. So it's pretty simple setup, nothing crazy, nothing crazy at all. But we've got a 300-gallon water tank back there. I started out with a 30, and it's very messy. I just came back from a job today, and I was like, yeah, I should probably do that, because maybe somebody will figure out a way to do it like this, or do better and be like, hey, dummy, do it this way, it's smarter. But yeah, so I've got all my soaps, my spray bottles and everything. So I got basics, the darks, the muddies, and then like the recreational vehicles, RVs, boats, all that fun stuff. I have the degreaser and a weed sprayer that's very helpful. That's for like the wheels and tires, and for bugs if I don't want to use bug off on like plastics and stuff, because it leaves like a weird residue. Like that, it says that you can use it straight out of the bottle, the jug, but I don't know, it kind of sucks. But it works great, but it just leaves like a residue if you don't hit it quick enough. Got buckets. So we're using these for wheels and tires and other stuff, and it was wheels and tires and then body. Well, I sat on it, broke it, and then this one developed a crack, so now it's just for dirty rags to sit on. And then this is my wash bucket, and these are how I fill it up, so I don't have to use too much of that, because when that gets full, that's a pretty big tank. And it's all gravity fed to my pressure washer, so it makes it it's kind of a pain in the butt sometimes, but it actually works really well for what I do. I haven't had any issues with it. When I had my 30-gallon, I was fighting with it a little bit, but with this 300-gallon tank, this is just a complete game changer for me. And I'm not sponsored by Adams, but boy, do I wish I was. That's the local company I go through, and then Chemical Guys, of course, but that's the one I have the most of, is Adams. But yeah, you need your fuel cans, which this isn't the best setup. I'd like to put like a rack here, but hopefully next time I do a tour video, do work equipment, it'll be a little bit smaller than this, but it'll be attached to the back of that. So next plan is a trailer. So this is where it gets messy. This is like that thing, like, you know, like everybody says like, oh, you can't use my stuff, or you can't work in my shop because you don't know where anything is. This is the epitome of it, because nothing is labeled. I just know where everything's at. So whenever wife comes and helps me on jobs, mostly the motorhomes, sometimes certain cars if I need to get them done, this is where I have to kind of guide her, because there is just so much stuff in here. So we've got everything you could possibly, and it looks like a mess. It is a disaster zone in here. I mean, it's a complete disaster. So got the awning for when it's too hot or it's raining, so I can actually work. My Romeos, that was the best thing to do, was put in here, because wet shoes, when those get wet, it's a long day. Got your pressure water, generator, your shop vac, which I've gone through a few of them, and I actually broke my other generator, so this is on borrow, so I gotta fix my generator and give this one back. A wasted 3 vacuums in one day because the circuits were all messed up and everything was just kind of eating itself. It actually torched my vacuum cleaner. So then I've got the pressure washer, which I believe this was a gift, and it actually came off of oh gosh, I want to say it came from Finger Hut, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this is like from like 7 years ago. Works great. It's fantastic. I'm gonna set you guys down real quick so I can pull her out. And this is another reason why I want a trailer, because that gap is kind of wide. Really hurts your back after a while. So basically I have the vac bags, and these are all like mystery boxes and stuff that I've got. So I just have a bunch of drying towels that I haven't used yet. Your chamois, car scents. This is for when I do pickup beds. I haven't actually used it because I don't really do them very often, but every now and then it happens. I've got the hairbrush cleaner right here, the little pink thing, and surprisingly still have a face diaper. Who would have thought? But yeah, so this is the clean rack setup, and these one of those Adams drying towels, and I know like 1320 and a couple other people have them out. These, such a good investment. Never use the chamois anymore. I only use that Adams drying towel, and this is not a sponsored ad. Hey Adams, let me know. So I got the cleans, the dirties, and the dirties actually needs to come out. But yeah, so this is where it gets hectic and chaotic. So all these down here, all those chemicals. So you got your waxes. This is the mud soap for like the muddy rigs, which is chemical, guys. So chemical guys, hit me up too. I wouldn't mind. Tire shine, your detail sprays, rubber mat cleaners. I've got everything for kind of like the harder, gosh, how would you want to say it, like the harder outside dirt, or just out the exterior of the car, and then like the floor mats. That's this section. This is the degreaser. I get in 5-gallon drum buckets every time because that's the only way, that's the cheapest way to do it for me at least. And then this behind the generator is all of the interior stuff, and I would love to kind of go through all of these. So if anybody's watching this and they want to know what I use or what I think is best, if anybody values the opinion that much, let me know. I have no problem sharing information. I like talking to people. It's fun, especially when it's about stuff that I know. It makes my life a lot easier. But I've got the Chemical Guys Pro Blow, which works really good. Drill for stains, cordless buffer, heat gun. I've got extra pads. I've also got a corded buffer right there. Got extra pads, extra batteries, that's a must. The duct tape is to fix the hoses, but I've got these kind of pads too, and I buy them in multiple bags from Amazon, and they work great. And then I've got just little miscellaneous, like you got your razor blades, you got plastic blades, I got more brushes, OxiClean. That was kind of an important thing because I had a car full of mold, and that was the only thing that kind of lightened everything up, so that was very helpful. Yeah, this is where it gets kind of, and also that's why I want a trailer too. Look, I'm like look, I am hunched over. Ooh, it is hard, man. It is difficult out here. So these are all the exterior cleaners that I use. I got the rubber mat cleaner. This says degreaser, but it's actually OxiClean and water for the interior. I just don't have any space yet. Wheel cleaner, bug off, more mat cleaner, rubber cleaner or tire cleaner, waterless wash from Adams. And then this is more of the interior section. So I've got the brushes for the door jambs, for the wheels, or the lug nuts, for pretty much everything. I've got a whole extra bag of them too. Sorry I'm breathing so heavy. I'm just kind of hunched over in here. But this is all the interior stuff. Interior detailer, more detailer. I got leather cream. I got leather interior detailer. This is more for like the wheels, windows. Bead maker from P&S. That is probably the best stuff on the market in my opinion. Love it so much. Always have your extra sprayers, your trim blackener. This is the exterior for the buffing. So the lacquer thinner, which is this right here, I use it for like the harder spots, like the like road tar, road paint, because you know the highway companies do not know how to not put up signs apparently. So people, when they wrote the road paint, I show up and I get rid of it. And it's got like the quick detailer, ceramic detailer, which I actually haven't used that yet. I'm probably gonna use it on my personal truck. Oh, it's right here. Probably use it on my personal truck first, because that's the thing, is when you buy a bunch of stuff, you want to use it on your own personal things first. That way you show up to a house and you use it, you don't mess it up, and then it's a bigger issue. And then this is my recreational section: RVs, boats, trailers, jet skis, bikes, like dirt bikes, all that fun stuff. That's this section. That's all this, like Power Lock Plus, all this Jescar stuff. I actually got this from a YouTuber that does boats in Florida. I went to his website and purchased it because it works great. I use it all the time whenever I have boats and stuff, but I use that like all the time. But yeah, this is pretty much just like a makeshift setup like this. Before, when I had that 30-gallon tank, the whole shelving system went all the way down, and there's a lot more space for everything. But made custom glove holder box, which I should put something there because it slides out when I drive, because I drive like a jerk. But yeah, no, that's kind of the tour. And here's the back of the water tank. So I mean, it goes pretty much from like right there all the way to there on the inside, so it takes up quite a bit of space. And I've got 4 tie downs, 4 hooks for 2 straps, and each tie down supposedly 600 pounds, which full capacity is not enough to hold this tank down. But you know, you got to do what you got to do. Holds it pretty good. They stay nice and tight, so I'm not complaining about that. But yeah, that's just, and you know, when I'm not as busy, this thing is really clean. The wheels are nice and black. The tires look like they're wet. Windows are great. All this this trim stuff, all this stuff, like all that's gonna come off. It's all over the place too, because it was the 90s style trim and around the wheels too. So all that's got to come off, and that's isn't gonna get fixed by me because it's not my van. So I just put an out sticker because I figured it was fitting. But yeah, no, I mean, anybody has any questions or suggestions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. You know, like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. Go to the TNA Detail Instagram, follow it, DM me if you guys have any questions or suggestions. I'm always open. But that's pretty much the rig for right now. This is the rig, the work wagon, however you want to call it. I've named it Chester. Thought it was funny. But yeah, this is the workhorse. This is what feeds the kid and makes it so we can keep having fuel and everything, so you can keep food on the table and all that fun stuff. So yeah, this is it. This is the baby right now. But yeah, that's it. I hope this was enjoyable. I thought it was kind of a neat idea to do, because you don't really, like, you do see them but you don't. But anyways, I hope y'all have a great day. Just keep following your dreams, guys. Things will happen. Alrighty, see you on the next one.